I gotta tell you, today is going to be epic. The weather is perfect, the sun is shining, the snow is glistening, and the trails are calling. Hi everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
I'm Ria Rossi Booth, and we're out here in Bear Lake at Epic Adventure Center. And this place is open all year round, and they have every toy imaginable.
That's true, and there isn't a bad season to come up to Bear Lake.
Never.
And there isn't a bad season, or there isn't a bad place for snowmobiling. I was once told that in the 9 snowmobile complexes of Utah, there's so many miles of groomed snowmobile trails that you could go out and tour the backcountry of Utah like you would on a motorcycle, and go every weekend for 4 years and not see it all.
Wow, spectacular. I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful up here.
So let's find out a little bit about Utah's trail system for snowmobiles.
We have 9 different snowmobile complexes that are around the state. Those range anywhere from the northern border of the Utah-Idaho border all the way down to the southern portion of the state, which is right around Cedar City area, Duck Creek Village, etc. And so we also have opportunities that exist in northeastern portion of the state, along with probably some of the best snowmobiling, just because it's underutilized in the Sanpete County area. You have a really good system based out of Wasatch Mountain State Park. That's obviously close to proximity if you're a young family and you do not have the access to machines and you want to rent those, or you may want to be able to get off and ride in some really wide open bowls and see some scenic views. Now you have Monte Cristo, and then of course, like I alluded to, the Sanpete County area. And then you got some great riding in and around the Strawberry Valley area. And then you can also go in the high Uintas off the Mirror Lake Complex. So what our trails really do is they provide connectivity, like what we talked about, the Monte Cristo, the Hardware Ranch, to the Logan Canyon, but it also offers up the opportunity for people to get off that trail, to do some open bowl riding, to maybe take their sons or daughters and have them snowboard down into a pristine valley area that has been untouched by snowfall. Of course, we want to strive and make sure that people are familiar with what property is and make sure that they're not trespassing on private property, but it also allows those individuals to go out and experience true off-trail riding. We really want to extend our gratitude and thank you for those individuals that are participating in snowmobiling. We want to encourage those listeners and viewers today to consider to make sure that they do not drink and ride. Those two combinations do not mix, and they can cause a hardship not only for your own self-experience but potentially for others. So leave the alcohol or illegal drugs or prescription drugs behind as you go out and enjoy a clean, safe, friendly snowmobile experience.
You know, Chad, wherever you go in Utah, you pretty much are close to a trailhead, a groomed trailhead. No matter where you go, you can go like east, south, north, and you're going to run into a groomed trail.
Yeah, and somewhere in between.
Right.
There with those 9 snowmobile complexes, I'll bet you are never more than 2 or 3 hours away from snowmobiling.
Oh, what a great state.
I know. Well, right now we're going to leave our epic adventure for just a minute, and we'll have something fun when we join back together. But right now it's time for us to go to our Where To adventure.
I'm Reese Stein, at your leisure in Delta, Utah, at one of the state's great wildlife spectacles, the sight and sound of a blizzard of snow geese.
The snow geese the sound is amazing.
I love seeing the geese. I love hearing that awesome call.
They are here by the tens of thousands, gobbling up the stubble grain in the fields around Delta in western Utah. After sunup, they move to Gunnison Bend Reservoir to wash down the feast and rest up, safe from potential dangers. They are here pausing to refuel for a few days along their 3,000-mile-long journey from Mexico and California to the high Arctic of Canada and Alaska. It's the only place in Utah they show up in such huge numbers. Why Delta? Well, even the experts aren't quite sure.
And I think it's just a tradition. I think that they, you know, the adults bring the young and they come and just show them the pathway back to the Arctic where they're headed.
The geese have become a popular tourist draw, a midwinter excuse for locals and Wasatch Fronters to make the journey to this remote corner of Millard County.
We drove down from Salt Lake yesterday to come just to see this, and it's amazing. It's another one of nature's miracles, and we've got to see them while we still have them.
Well, I like the noise. I like to watch them come in and land on top of each other, and it's just fun and exciting to see.
Slightly smaller than our resident Canada geese, snow geese are a brilliant white with black wingtips. They travel together in huge flocks, likely safety in numbers. Their population has grown thanks to the abundant agricultural lands along their flyways. They are a welcome visitor in Delta.
The farmers are really good to tolerate them as long as they're not damaging their crops. And it's a tricky situation. I know right now there are farmers that wish they were on their fields because if they get on the fall wheat, they'll clip it down and help it rejuvenate and grow better.
The geese have been a boon to Delta's economy. The annual Snow Goose Festival fills cafes, shops, and the community center with its annual arts and crafts fair.
For the past 8 years that I've been doing this, by far this year has been the best. So the lake is not frozen. The birds are here. Good times. They're out in the fields. They're coming back and forth. They're putting on a show. They're showing off today for everybody that's here.
Reese Stein at your leisure with this week's Where To adventure in Delta, Utah.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by Tunex. Winter is here. Tires, brakes, heater and defrost systems, we do it all.
Hi everybody, welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Sam the Gadget Girl, and today I'm here with Chris Ruddy from Yacht Club Surf, and he has taken his 30 years in the surfing industry and used it to create some pretty cool products. So today we're going to check them out. Hi Chris.
Hi.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about this board right here?
Yeah, this is the Dirty Devil. It's a large size wake surfing board, and basically all of our wake surfing boards have been created from inside the surfing industry, which is a little bit different, and the technology we use is different than most of the mainstream store-bought boards that are made overseas, okay? For example, where you put the sharp edge and where you put the soft rounded edges. If the board has concave or if it's flat, if it has a double concave, all those things basically allow the rider to do a little bit more progressive turns, and allows the beginners also to be a little bit easier to progress. They won't be digging rails and falling on their face and things like that as much. So what we have in our boards is a polyurethane foam. We have a wood stringer down the middle for strength, and it's basically the same way we've been perfecting surfboards for the last 60 years. And we were able to add a hydrofoil to all of our existing lineup of wake surfing boards. So what we have here, if you look at this board.
Do you mind if we flip her over and take a look at it?
Let's flip it.
All right.
So we have the FCS2 fin system, which is really great. It's been around for a little while, but it allows people to remove the fins without any tools.
Can I try that?
Sure. Here, why don't you take that one out?
Okay.
Just put the rail down, put your hand on it, and just grab it.
And usually, you can't do this with fins, right?
Usually you have an Allen wrench screwdriver, and it ends up falling in the water, and then you're stuck with your fins in.
Oh. So tell me a little bit about the benefits of having this hydrofoil on here.
So when you're out at Lake Powell or somewhere, some lake, and you're having a great time, the water's glassy, you're having the time of your life, and then a couple hours goes by, and all of a sudden the wind picks up. And when the wind picks up, the chop picks up, or maybe the other boats are starting to do their thing, and it's causing some chop. You get the wake foil or any other foil brand that's out there can be mounted with the universal 4-hole plate. It mounts right onto our board. There's carbon fiber that's used to reinforce the bottom of the board, and it's the only board on the market right now that has this adaptability to basically take your regular wake surfing board, then remove the fins, and voila, Now it's a foil board. So you're riding a foot or two above the water. You don't hit any chop. It's like gliding on a cloud.
So I could hop on this board and be a pro tomorrow. Is that what you're telling me?
I think it'll take about 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, I can't wait to try one of these out this summer. This looks incredible. Thank you so much for taking the time to show us today,
Thank
Chris.
you.
If you guys want to find out more, just head on over to their website, yachtclubsports.com, and we'll be right back with more At Your Leisure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are out here at the trail complex at Bear Lake, and as you can see, it is just the most spectacular thing you could possibly see, and we were at the bottom of the hill. I'm like, if you're afraid to climb, you're really going to miss out.
That's true. This has like been the big reveal of the day, coming up over here and just catching this glimpse of Bear Lake behind us in the wintertime.
Yeah.
We're out here today with Jamin Norda, who's a Las Vegas transplant, came up here about 10 years ago and never went home. And he works for Epic Adventures, the people who provided us our machines today. Jamin, could you tell us a little bit about the trail that we're on?
Yeah, so today we started out on the Swan Flat trailhead, went up and saw some great views up there, and then we moved over to the Peter Sinks trailhead. And all in all, there's a couple hundred miles of trail that you can ride on, and then all the backcountry that you can get to from those trails.
All right. Well, you certainly, this is a big payoff. This made the adventure worth it. Well, right now we're going to find out a little bit more about Epic Adventure and some of the other recreational opportunities that happen up here at Bear Lake.
Out here in the Bear Lake area, the state parks does a great job at grooming over 300 miles of trail, and there's a lot of off-trail riding as well. So we access the off-trail riding from the trail systems. We have a lot of trail machines that are family friendly. That's the bulk of our winter season, is families that come up and they'll bring their kids and they can ride double and go have a fun day out on the snowmobiles as well as sledding, and you can pull them around on the tubes and everything else, and it kind of just is a good way for them to get introduced to the snowmobiles. We also offer beginner snowmobile camps. We have one this weekend that we got 15 people signed up for that they've never even seen a snowmobile. Yeah, there's plenty of trails to go around. You can go as far as you'd like to go, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can see along your way. They can call us or visit our website at www.epicrecreation.net or call us at 435-946-EPIC.
All right.
Now I know why Jamin never went back to Vegas. You could recreate here all year round.
That's true.
Yeah.
And there's just not a bad season.
There really isn't. This is phenomenal out here. This complex is amazing because you can really come out here all year round and there's something to do.
And it's great because, the kids can get started, they can ride along with you, and you can find just the right spot for the skill level.
Yeah.
And, you can be crazy like Jamin and go boondocking through the trees, but if you got a little tyke with you, you can just kind of go around in circles out there until they get their bearing.
Yeah, well, we're good at going around in circles.
Well, we're just like little kids in lots of ways. Anyway, right now it's time for us to move away from here and head off to this week's Along the Way.
Everyone deserves a chance to get outdoors and experience that soulful feeling that only nature seems to inspire. Unfortunately, not everyone gets that chance. But this week, we're checking out one event that is trying to change that for the better.
So we're here today with the kids, the participants from Camp Costopolis. And we have been doing this for as long as I've been a club member, which was in 2006. So I don't know how long we've been doing that since before. But we come out, we take them for rides on the snowmobiles for half a day.
So I'm the Camp Costopolis ride coordinator, have been for the last 4 years. So I get things set up with Mike at Camp Costopolis, make sure we have participants coming. They get plenty of heads up that we're doing this again for them.
Weller Recreation in Camas has teamed up with Camp Costopolis, a foundation dedicated to improving the lives of people of all abilities through recreation. Through this partnership, they are able to give this group a day they'll never forget.
So this belongs to Wellers, and Wellers donates this property for us to use every year to take the kids for rides. So, and we really appreciate Wellers letting us use this. So, a big appreciation to Wellers.
My favorite part of when we come out and ride snowmobiles is the opportunity it gives some of those that have never done this before to experience the wind in their hair, the smile on their face is just what makes it all worth it, I think.
Since 1967, the Camp Costopolis Dream Foundation has offered recreational opportunities to people of all ages and abilities. By partnering with Weller Recreation in Camas, they're able to give their participants this incredible chance to get out on the snow and experience just how magical recreation can be.
I've been doing Camp K for 21 years, for about 22 years. And this was my first time to ride a snowmobile.
Are these it, Leah?
The Davis County Snowmobile Club makes sure that everyone gets a turn on a snowmobile. With the sun on their faces and the wind in their hair, it's no surprise that everyone leaves with a smile and a favorite memory.
How was the ride today, guys?
I think coming out with all of our participants, they just have smiles on their faces all day. I think it just really shows them that they can try new things no matter what it is, that they can overcome fears.
In life, you are getting older, and you gotta seize the day every day.
This is my favorite event of the year, by far.
Why?
Just the look of the smiles on the faces and, go home with a warm heart.
Are you both going to ride again? You going to ride again?
I don't know. Yeah, we do. We want to. If they ask us.
Do you have a favorite sled that you'd like to be on, or are they all good?
I like to be on the blue one.
After today, we are left with no doubt that outdoor recreation is meant for everybody. And better than almost anything out there, it can truly lift your mind, body, and soul. For At Your Leisure, I'm Joe Davis.
See, Ria, I told you they don't hibernate all winter long.
Yeah, he's coming out of the woodwork.
No, he's made out of woodwork. Made out of woodwork. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We've had a great time up here today, discovering and exploring the snowmobile complex that surrounds this lake.
Yeah, it's been a spectacular day. There's still some really nice restaurants here that are open. They got the pizza place,
the
Mexican place, and this yummy little
where you get bear food.
Bear trapper. It's not. They don't serve bear though.
No, it's bear food. Berries and stuff like that,
right.
honey, stuff like that.
And there's a chocolate store over here that's open and a gift shop, so they got lots to do up here.
Calling us. But we're going to throw down an appetizer inside, and while we do that, why don't you check out this week's contest winner?
This week's contest winner was spotted out on the trails near Gunlock Reservoir, and his license plate number is C70DG, and it looks like they're the lucky winners of a $400 gift certificate from our friends at RightFab. RightFab offers the best custom metal fabrications for your rig. Visit rightfab.com for more details.
And it looks like they're also going to win a bonus $100 gas and gift card from the folks at Eagles Landing, which is the best place to get that real gasoline Clear 91. Be sure to call us on Monday at 801-947-8888 to claim your prizes. So, with the current ban on large events, we are going to be offering a calendar of alternatives for the near future.
So here's a list of canceled or modified events. First up, the Tri-State ATV Jamboree has been canceled for next week.
However, the trails that would have been ridden are still open, so you can still ride as a family.
The Easter Jeep Safari has also been modified for April 4th through the 12th. There will be no central events at the arena. However, the individual trail rides will still go on as trail group size is smaller than 100.
Now, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, Kevin and Gina are joining up with UTV Utah as they go off-roading in one of the most scenic areas filled with deep canyons, sandstone formations, and a bit of Utah history.
Then the snowmobiling trails continue as we tag along with our friends from Peak Adventures, who are showing off the groomed trails available in the Vernal area.
Finally, our friend Scott Huntsman is going to take us for a one-of-a-kind behind-the-scenes look to see how a monster truck pit crew preps their truck for the rally.
Ooh, I want to see that.
Me too.
Next week's show looks great.
Yes, just like everything in this chocolate store.
And it's
I
good,
want one
it's
of everything.
Good thing Gina's not here,
Oh
or
my
we would
gosh.
be emptying out the store.
Oh, totally. I walked in here and I'm like, wouldn't it be fun if everything was free and you could eat anything you wanted?
Yeah, well, dream on. Anyway, this place is called the Chocolate Bear. It's just one of the little gift shops that are also open year-round up here at Bear Lake.
Yeah.
And there are chocolate-covered cinnamon bears and truffles and all kinds of homemade hand-dipped chocolates. Hello,
And here's
how
the
are
owner.
you?
Are you the owner?
I am the owner.
Oh,
God
good.
bless you. She's right here on time to help close our show.
And it's a good thing she came out because Ria's got her wallet out. Time for us to go on At Your Leisure. And just like the Chocolate Bear gift shop or any of the great things, there's adventure around every bend.
Every corner.
Every corner.
And you just have to come over here and get some chocolate from Barbara before you take your next
betcha.
adventure.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Betcha.
All right.
We'll see you next week on
At Your Leisure.